Hello, xin chào các bạn. Hôm nay là ngày 13 tháng 10 năm 2024. Mình lại tiếp tục với quyển sách VIPASSANA Meditation 100 Teachings of Kyunpin Sayadaw, Jatila. Number 61. When you practice sitting meditation, you don't need to adjust your body a lot. Just breathe normally and observe rising falling. Don't worry about the body shaking or leaning. Number 62. In the observing secondary objects, in the beginning, you have to observe rising falling carefully. When you improve, you can observe wandering mind, thinking mind, pain, itchiness, discomfort, heat, cold, seeing, hearing, if they are obvious. When they go away or stop, you can go back to rising, falling. Number 63. Observing secondary objects. During meditation, the body can be hot, cold, tight, heavy, or sometimes it's very tight or shaky. If these phenomena are not too obvious, keep observing rising, falling. If you still can keep observing rising, falling, don't worry about others. If they are too obvious or strong that you cannot observe the rising, falling, you can move your attention to observing them until they go away. But if they last very long, you can go back to rising, falling. Number 64. When there's pain, itchiness, discomfort, wandering mind, if you don't know how to observe these objects, keep observing the primary objects. You have to observe the primary objects, rising, falling, and lifting, moving forward, placing carefully. Number 65. Wandering mind. If you make a lot of effort to observe rising, falling, the thinking mind or wandering mind cannot come easily. That's why when you see a lot of wandering mind or thinking mind, you need to make more effort to observe rising, falling. Number 66. When you do need to observe your mind, sometimes when you are observing rising, falling, your mind already goes thinking about something. When you realize that you are already thinking or wondering, and you are not on the object or rising, falling, then you can observe thinking, wondering, planning, etc. Sometimes you can observe until the thinking mind or wandering mind goes away. But when thinking lasts so long or keeps coming, even though you observe it, then you can go back to rising, falling. If the thinking mind is very quick, you don't need to observe it. If it already stops when you recognize it, you can keep observing rising, falling. Number 67. If you cannot observe your mind, you can be stuck for many years or even for your whole life. Since you cannot observe your mind, you do not really see benefits. You don't really see your mind become calm and peaceful. That's why some yogis who have practiced very long don't change. 68. Without good understanding, yogis don't keep mindful continuously. Therefore, they see person falling the same every day. When they don't see the differences, they don't improve and become worried, doubtful, and don't want to meet the teacher or to report anymore. 69. The key to success. If you observe carefully, continuously, and respectfully, you see rising, falling, lifting, moving forward, placing difference at different time. Fall down, get up. Number 70. Fall down, get up. Sometimes, even though you try to observe, but the mind still wanders a lot. Then, don't be disappointed. Keep observing. Number 71. Labeling. Sometimes yogis just label rising, falling, but they don't focus on the object well enough to see it. That's why when you practice Vipassana, sometimes you can do with labeling, rising, falling. Sometimes you can do without labeling. What is more important is that you see rising, falling moments. Number 72. There are 4 foundations of mindfulness: Kaya, body; Vedana, feelings; Citta, mind; and Brahma, general objects. But don't worry about how to observe the mind. Don't worry about how to observe feelings. Don't worry about general objects. Because if you know how to observe the body, rising, falling, when you really improve, you will understand automatically how to observe your mind, how to observe your feelings, and how to observe other objects. Number 73. When it's very uncomfortable. When you practice meditation, there can be many experiences. Sometimes you cannot breathe or your body is very tight. Don't worry and don't open your eyes. Just observe. 74. When your observation is quick, you can see movements in many places. Sometimes it's very tight in the chest or in the head. Sometimes it goes up and down. If you follow these kinds of movements, you can gain concentration and mindfulness. Number 75. Body bending and shaking. Some yogis see their body shaking, leaning down or their eyes open. Some yogis feel the upper part of their body very heavy, tight, or uncomfortable because they cannot observe rising falling properly. Those kinds of things become obvious. When you observe rising falling carefully, you can overcome many difficulties. Number 76. Seeing skeleton. Some yogis see Buddha image, people, forest, cloud, skeleton, or colors. Sometimes they hear someone calling, or sometimes smelling or touching occurs. Why do these experiences keep coming? Because the yogis cannot observe carefully. 77. Of course, when it's too itchy, you can scratch, or when it's too painful, you can change position with mindfulness. But if you scratch every time you are itchy or change every time a pain comes, you cannot concentrate. Number 78. A man might conquer 1,000,000 men in battle, but one who conquers himself is. Oh, but one who conquers himself is indeed the greatest of conquerors. Number 79. The purpose of observing the rising falling is to see the nature of the body. When you see the nature of the body in the abdomen, you will see the whole body. Not only that, when you practice observing the rising falling and you improve, you will also see the nature of your mind. There are many kinds of mind. Number 80. When you do sitting meditation, you have to sit at least about an hour. When you finish, don't open your eyes immediately. When you are hearing the clock, not hearing, wanting to finish. When you get up, you have to observe getting up. You have to observe everything. Number 81. Venerable Sir, what is the purpose of rotation of 1 hour sitting and 1 hour walking in practice? Too much walking tends to absorb more energy, but less concentration. So one is scheduled to sit and walk alternately for an hour each. Thus, the balance is kept. Number 82. Depth. Better is it to live one day strenuous and resolute than to live 100 years sluggish and dissipated. Kết thúc chương 2. Thank you for your listening. Thank you for your listening.